We will not be silenced. I'm a survivor of sexual assault, but that is not all I am. I'm a daughter, and I remember what it was like to tell my parents that their child had been raped. I'm a student, and I remember what it was like just trying to pass my classes while participating in a criminal investigation. I'm also a Georgia citizen, and as a citizen, I have chosen to channel my experience in publicly opposing House Bill 51, a bill aimed at destroying the majority of safeguards and protections for victims of sexual assault on our college campus. This bill would make Georgia universities dangerous for students who have been raped. By stripping universities of their ability to respond to sexual misconduct on college campuses, including disciplining offenders, students like myself would lose access to the services and support that allow us to continue our education. As of this writing, survivors and advocates have visited the Capitol every day to share our stories, concerns, and fears about this legislation. Our efforts have connected students, survivors, and advocates all over the state and amassed over 7,000 signatures in opposition. But despite countless attempts to participate in the legislative process in a constructive way, we have been ignored, patronized, dismissed, and insulted. Public testimony against this bill has been limited, with hundreds of survivors denied the chance to speak. The few allowed to testify have been called back to the microphone to be embarrassed and ridiculed by members of the committee like Representative Fleming and Representative Setzler. Most egregiously, when an audience unanimously voiced their opposition to false testimony that 40% of women who report a sexual assault are lying, the bill's sponsor and committee chairman, Representative Earhart, chose to tell those citizens, those survivors, that if they were going to be triggered in this macro-aggressive environment, they should go trigger somewhere else. Just this past week, Representative Earhart labeled Georgia students snowflakes who require puppies, Play-Doh, and safe spaces to deal with conflict. He has threatened our university's funding if they oppose his bill, though he mercifully offered to supply us with pacifiers if we are going to curl up into a fetal position when there is a competing idea. We do not fear competing ideas. We reject false pretenses and insincere platitudes in the place of compromise. We reject victim and citizen shaming, and we stand up to bullies. This Capitol belongs to every Georgia citizen, and it is just as much ours as it is Earl Earhart's. It should be a place for constituents to engage with elected officials who take our concerns seriously. Some of House Bill 51's sponsors have treated us as if we must earn their time, attention, and respect, and in reality, they have lost ours. We are not your children, and we are not your inferiors. We are your constituents. We vote you in, and we can certainly vote you out. Mock us, bully us, and demean us, but we will continue to show up. We will continue to fight for each other and for every past, present, and future victim of sexual assault on our college campuses. And rest assured, we will make ourselves heard, whether you decide to support our voices or not. For those of you asking what more you can do, call your representatives and your senators. Our voices are raised, and we ask that you raise yours too. Georgia must demand better from its lawmakers, and we are all Georgia.